wrestle with life day by day. Usually figure things out with more grit than grace. I've talked to fortune tellers and I've prayed to God. Both had their head in the clouds and took me for all I've got. From the heartland of city streets, dusty roads and penthouse parties, everybody's saying similar things. Well, the only way you win is to show up and play. Sometimes who you love is gonna change. Yeah, give it all you got, but don't give up on your faith. The reason you came don't have to be the reason you stay. Well, I took a big risk and moved for love. Others do it for the money, the fame, or a dream job. We're all searching for something or someone, all hoping something good's gonna finally come. But the only way you win is to show up and play. Sometimes who you love is gonna change. Yeah, so give it all you got, but don't give up on your faith. The reason you came don't have to be the reason you stay. Every great story has highs and lows. Any dark night can be a prelude to hope. What if the way out is straight through? What if all you need is right inside of you? And the only way you win is to show up and play. Oh, even if sometimes you love changes. Oh, give it all you got, but don't give up on your faith. The reason you came don't have to be the reason you stay. Sometimes your love is gonna change. Yeah, give it all you got, but don't give up on your faith. 'Cause the reason you came don't have to be the reason you stay.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, we can do much better. We do way better at the dwelling, so good evening, everybody. Good evening. There we go. That's much better energy. Hello, my name is Deacon Brooke. I serve at The Dwelling as our deacon for advocacy, education, and development. A whole lot of things you don't need to remember. But these people behind me, you do need to remember. These are our dwellers. This is a retrospective show. So we have done in partnership with Authoring Action 4 shows now of all different kinds of varieties with original music and all kinds of our community. So we're really excited to have this together. But what is The Dwelling in the first place? Well, The Dwelling is on 502 North Broad Street. That's an address you need to remember for later. It's in the show. But we are a church that is Lutheran and ELCA and also Moravian. And we do this wonderful thing called Life Together. We like to say that we're a church built not exclusively for, but intentionally with our neighbors experiencing homelessness. So we look a lot different. We have couches instead of pews. So it's a great time, and we'd love to see you on Sunday. Lynn, do you want to come talk about Authoring Action?
Hi, everybody. It is wonderful to see a full house. I think we have 3 empty seats is all. So thank you for coming. So I'm Lynn Rhodes, and I'm co-founder and executive director of Authoring Action. And we've been around now, I was saying 24 years, it feels like 24, it's really 23. We started work with teenagers in this community, and about 3 years ago, we began working with adults, bringing our creative writing model and engagement model to The Dwelling first, and also then the Intergenerational Center for Arts and Wellness. We're really thrilled about this partnership. We love it. Tiffany Thompson is a singer-songwriter and a musician. We've had, yes. Tiffany works with the authors after they've written to develop their songs. We've had other artists work with us as well. I can't thank The Dwelling enough for this partnership. It is deeply powerful for us to participate with these amazing people on the stage. So powerful. It's been quite a blessing and an experience in love and welcome and acceptance.
I'm Nathan Ross Freeman. I'm co-founder and artistic director of Authoring Action. And the words that you're going to hear tonight belong to the person who is speaking to them. Every word is theirs. We live in the future. We don't in this country now. We no longer live in the present. And I define the future as what's going to happen next. When you talk about housing insecurity, that's an every minute, all day question. And these are professors. And what they're going to teach us is they understand, but we will soon understand if we fail to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, The Dwellers.
The world we live in is cold and hard. People judging instead of meeting where we are. Jesus and the Bible used his verdict, not a prayer. So we're left homeless, hungry and scared. Will heaven be divided into haves or have-nots? Or will we be equal, having more than enough, more than enough? Too many people living from check to check, and trying so hard but can't get basic needs met. If we all agree God don't make mistakes, then everyone deserves basic love and respect. Heaven be divided into haves or have-nots, or will we be equal, having more than enough, more than enough? City of Winston-Salem, beware of the reckoning. Will heaven be divided into haves or have-nots? Or will we be equal, having more than enough, more than enough? Will heaven be divided into haves or have-nots? Or will we be equal, having more than enough, more than enough?
As I confide in you, telling my secrets, please, please don't get it twisted. My living in a tent is not the results of my being on drugs. My downward spiral began before the substance abuse. Drugs were a shelter from despair, a form of protection for my damaged psyche. Now, as I stand here and wrench these painful words from my soul, I don't want it to appear that I'm playing the innocent victim. I know when I face my final judgment, I'll be shown hundreds of poor decisions I've made that helped land me on the street.
Love is just around the corner, and people are joyful and dancing to a brand new beat. My family is always loving and caring. My strength comes from my grandsons and my kids, who give me the encouragement to have hope and the love of a family who cherish my hugs and kisses. My grandparents were my loving and peaceful and protective. In other words, they were my hideaway from fear and drama. The church gives me hope to move on and encourage me to seek God and have feelings of peace and to walk in a loving manner, which is hard sometimes, especially on Sundays. Cowboy makes sure that safety is always first in the land of no hitting at 502 North Broad Street.
I'm not going to pretend that I haven't engaged in self-destructive behavior. As I mentioned earlier, my story includes self-medication, drugs. I went on a 6-month crack binge, slinging heroin to fuel my ride. I sampled my wares once, and my final conscious thoughts were, this is too high. I don't like this. I want to come down. And then I woke up in the back of an ambulance, speeding to the hospital. And if that's not enough, I spent years smoking meth as well. Somehow, I managed to avoid the physical addictions of alcohol and heroin. And by the grace of God, I had the mental strength to put the others down.
I can't count how many times I should have either been dead or incarcerated. When I lost my baby sister a little over 2 years ago, my world started to fall apart around me. I dealt with the guilt of her death being my fault because I was the one that introduced her to the drugs to begin with. Rather than trying to reach out for help like I should have done, I decided I'm going to try to deal with the pain and the guilt of this being on my head alone. Lord knows that was a huge mistake. After having almost 8 years sober, I relapsed. I thought because of my slip up, I was going to face judgment, backlash, and ridicule from everybody around me. But come to find out, nothing could have been further from the truth. I came clean with my wife, my brother, my sister, my pastor, and the deacons of my church. And the crazy part about it, I was met with nothing but love, understanding, and just acceptance. Because the way that I like about the dwelling, we're a come as you are church. It don't matter how messy you are. It doesn't matter how many issues you're dealing with. There's no judgment there. And that's one of the things I love about that church. That's one of the biggest things that has gotten me out of my comfort zone. And as far as that goes, whenever I got a chance to finally sit down with my deacons and everything and talk about what was going on, they were all ears, just let me vent until I was able to get everything off of my chest. The most important thing for us in life to remember is to walk in grace. Just as Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice by interceding on our behalf to his dad, that's the ultimate example of grace to me.
Yes, Red.
Sometimes I stumble, sometimes I fall, sometimes I feel as if I have thrown away it all. Even when I feel that no one's there or cares for me, Lord, I know I can rest assured you will always be standing guard nearby and watching over me. You and your angels watch me ever so lovingly. You're my reassurance, everything I need. It's you that I wanna glorify in my every deed. You're my reassurance, you're my every need. You that I wanna glorify in my every deed. Sometimes we hurt the people that we love. We lash out in anger, say things we don't mean. So then I am reminded Jesus came and died so we can have forgiveness and eternal life. You're my reassurance, everything I need. It's you that I wanna glorify in my every deed. You're my reassurance, everything that I need. It's you that I wanna glorify in my every deed.
Today, I have no cravings or desires to pick any of those up again. I feel it essential to not even smoke weed or the THC pens that go around. So I can say, without deceit, that I'm clean. I'm a survivor, and I believe my adventures in urban camping are only temporary.
Grace can be a passion for divine, miraculous prayers and praises. We should all love God who deserves every last one of our praises. As sinners, we don't deserve our souls to be saved. We are all people who camp on common hope and undeserved kindness. My grandchildren and I are always joyful and are always sanctifying and loving God. The church house forgives family and friends. We must show kindness and be more loving and joyful and be like God at all times. God is my life and my saving grace, which I don't deserve. He gives me hope and saves my son and everyone's soul. We are all sinners, just saved by grace.
Please keep in mind when you see a street person who appears to be drunk or an addict, you don't know their story. You have no idea how they got to this point in their life. Unless you walk a mile in their shoes, you can't understand how elusive the essentials, money, clothes, shelter, or even a phone can be, or the damage it does to your psyche. So don't avoid them. Look them in the eye, offer them a hug, communicate with them, and if you're able, offer them a hand out. But a hand up is long-lasting. Of course, if you see a guy stomping down the street, waving his hands wildly in the air, having an animated argument with somebody. Nobody. Don't make eye contact, please. Don't offer to shake his hand. And for God's sakes, don't try to hug him. I don't need that on my conscience. Now, loving friends can be hard to find. Luckily, I have Hope keep me grounded when she's covering me with my doggy kisses.
When I was homeless, I was down. My grandmother used to pray for me, but my mom said she was proud of me. My dad said every day, you're going to get a car, you're going to go fast, and you're going to boom. Keep up the good work, continue to pray, and let God do his work. Continue to smile, live life to the fullest, and take good care of your kids. Get to the hoop. Being homeless it's like a bad shot. Wake up, go look for a job, no help. But my pastor said one day, William, ask for forgiveness and pray. She get lots of hugs and joy. So when I got up from the overflow, my biggie tell me, you in your days, stay positive, smile, and get a job and have peace. I overcame my homelessness because my parents love and care of my storm in my life. But I know the weed is my downfall. The house was good until my kids, my wife, could see the dying feeling in my life. It's not a positive outlook. I stopped going to work, looking at TV, or even getting out of bed, or take a hot shower. But I'm still motivated and remembering the day my deacon said, take it one day at a time. In the time of being consistent, be blessed. Love your family and earn a shine in your life. So be happy.
I've learned now, in point in my life, that we are never promised tomorrow. So I make a point that every tomorrow I wake, I started with a promise to my wife. See, I promise to love her, protect her, and be there for her no matter what the day or this life decides to throw at us. She truly brings out the best version of myself that I never knew existed. I'm promised true love for once, and I get to learn to understand what that really means. But honestly, with her, it's much more than a promise. It's a life gifted with incredible experiences and a partnership that has no end. Before I met this community and this church, I was lost. I didn't have a home to call my own. I had the clothes on my back, no hope, no peace, no one to love. So I prayed to God, and he decided to send me down one of his own angels from heaven to be my wife and help navigate this life.
Being at peace, having a mother that loves you, cooks for you, buying shoes that are comfortable, running a marathon, having my hair braided, walking my happy dog, going to church and praising with the congregation, buying wonderful exotic clothes at cost value, watching my children playing and being joyful, flying a kite high and watching it soar, enjoying their football game with the winning champions.
Peace is what we need. Peace to this world. Peace to the boys and girls of this world. Peace is what we need, yo. Peace is what we really need, yo. Peace is what we need. All we need is peace. Believe. Peace in this world. For all the boys and little girls. Peace in this world. That's all we need. Believe me, peace is what we need in this world. Everybody be happy in this lovely world. God made this place for all of us. He loves us the same, no matter what. You can be black or white, red or blue. God still love you like you love me too. Just like the love at the dwelling as well. Pastor Emily, Deacon Brooke, and Brittany, they care. There's no place like the dwelling place. Family on the stage with me, nobody can take the place. My homie Joe, my man Cowboy, they the one got peace with me and stayed by my side. Peace is what we need, yo. We all God's people, and we're beautiful. We got to learn to love and share, and help everybody out in this world, 'cause we got to love and care. Yeah, that's what we need, yo. Is love, peace, and bless each other. God will always love us. No matter where you're from, skin color, He loves us. Peace is what we need.
My life. Not my mom's, not my dad's. Mine. I admit I tried to be like my mom. Work hard. Have a beautiful home, built with beautiful things. My husband and I was ambitious. We talk about our plans and our goals. I knew I had a good one. He truly loved me and my family. By the time I was 31, I owned my own home. Life was good then. I worked first shift, my husband worked third. It was hard, a lot of hit and miss days. The dwelling has nice people, complicated people, funny people, and some dangerous people. But all God's people. So why throw stones at each other? Reflect on the thorns that was placed on Jesus' head. Too much hate, sorrow, and despair. Make you want to drive fast and far. Stop and smell the roses. Me, myself, I'd rather not. They're far too pretty for me to mess them up. Blast the stereo. Gospel, rock, R&B. It's all good. All dogs go to heaven. We should all pray for the same. Shoes click-clacking down the hall, only to reach that outer door for that cigarette flow. The good book is truly the best book. So now it's time to eat the food. Oh, hold on. Don't forget to say grace. Now let's wind down, lay out our clothes for morning to come. But now, that bubble bath calls.
My scarf cloaks me, leaving me isolated to the world, while swinging doors clear my path. Floating shoes give me independence, and the beach unveils its magic. Game controllers rattle from focus, and my wife's love shines like the rays from the sun. Sizzles from smell of food make you feel free, as you feel the beauty of the music while it sings in your ear. While Dad happily cooks, humming around the kitchen, and I find my peace lying across the chair in the parlor, waiting for my tattoo.
promise to be loyal to my family, even though it may be risky. I go to church with my community and pray to the Lord. All my neighbors are my allies. A quiet haven is what we strive for. Money only adds to our wealth. And by saving our food, we give our life the nourishment we need.
Simplify is something that's said amongst Marines. It means always faithful. It is not yet a promise to your brother in arms that they can count on you. That love is a mutual love amongst each other. And that love is also yet a promise. But does that love come with strings? Yeah, my faith comes with the promise that everything will be okay. But does faith come with love on the side? Or can you have all three like a value meal? Can I endure these nightmares and wake up safely? Because the spirit goes where it is commanded, and it flows freely from one place to the next, like a bird with new wings. My faith keeps me posted. In one place, I might move back and forth, but I'm anchored, like a minesweeper in the U.S. Navy, waiting, to bring the pain with the great defense. So I promise to defend and protect my family by all means. This is my promise.
75, Marie.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Okay, brother. I see you, sir. I see you.
Growing up at my grandma's house was a lot of fun times that brought peace to me in between the crazy times. Playing in the front yard or the back on my swing set, that brought all my siblings and childhood friends together. Even when they were gone and I was all alone, there was still a calmness that came from playing in the yard called peace. See, because my mom chose to give me away at the tender, gentle, sweet age of 3 months, food, specifically cake, brought us all together. Having the ability to indulge in cake during the happiness brought peace. In the summer, warm months brought more peace, like watching flowers grow and knowing that all the joys of summer are to come. In fact, going to the lake to relax and fish is something from then that I still do now in the name of peace.
My voice helps others share their voices. We all deserve to have this freedom in sharing our stories. We can all share in the safety of our church and community. As a camp counselor, I was able to share my story, to be vulnerable with new friends who were supportive and caring. I made a new family that encouraged me, gave me strength, peace, hope, love, and acceptance. I made a commitment to stop playing games, and not without tears, to hold strong to my new boundaries that I had put into place. With the help of my pastor, deacons, and camp staff, campers, and adult volunteers, I made a commitment to keep my joy. Joy is finding my purpose for living. Everyone deserves joy and happiness in their lives.
United, yeah. That's how this country is supposed to be. You see, justice whispers, we honor the judge. The gavel falls, and it gives the sheriffs more control over our communities, while the TVs transform our attention away from the true mission of justice. The courtrooms try to demand change for the policies, but the scales is never fair. The influence of justice has broken so many men down. See, the dimensions of what freedom is, that's enclosed in our minds, while they use batons and handcuffs to restrain those bodies and minds. We have to protect justice by aggravating the way we conduct the system and protect yourself from injustice and soar like a bird in order to thrive. But see, rainbows at school, it seemed like I missed out on a great sunny day that came without the rain. Children playing, knowing mom and dad are at work, making money to buy rings and balloons that sing, where my pencil flows like a pistol, even when the water rains down. But when the bell rings and the boys and girls get out, the pistol, well, that's put away. But the rain, it remains the same. But mom and dad promised we could play when the rainbows came out. But the promise is not honored. They changed the way we get burned out.
I'm a grandma and feel called to speak my truth, to stop abuse that's been passed down from generation to generation, to stop hate, to teach my grandchildren to love all people. I want them to have the courage to experience the world with open eyes, to embrace people where they are, to learn that they don't have to change people to love them.
My presence is a love that is always awakened in my heart and in my house. I thank the universe for forgiving us of all my friends and my family who loves and supports me. And I thank the Lord for love and support and the sun that wakes me up. Grace is free and unmerited, and it is what God has for us all. My joyful grandmother teaches me wisdom and great knowledge. My loving uncle protects me from harm. Fun with my family who loves to eat pizza. Grace is seeing smiling children safe from danger. Grace is having a sacred home that shelters me from the outside world. Friends that 50% of the time are laughing behind my back. My grace is having a boyfriend who creates happiness and love in the face of all my pain. Your time, bro.
Grace, oh, it's what takes me through hell, fire, and brimstone to serve in this place. God's grace. Pictures of the juvenile hearts, and their soothing and satisfying care, and focus of groovy personalities. Bubbly, safe understanding is here. Grace, oh, it's what takes me through hell, fire, and brimstone. It's gonna take me through hell, fire, and brimstone. Oh, it's gonna take me through hell, fire, and brimstone to serve in this place. And it's all by God's grace. It's all by God's grace. It's all by God's grace. So, grace, picturing juvenile hearts with soothing and satisfying caring and groovy personalities. Grace, when I feel grace, I feel warm, beautiful hugs Every time I feel and demonstrate the word grace, I feel angelic, explosive. Um, just taking care of the cats as I learn patience is when I feel grace. When I go and whoop my friends' butts in video games. That's the funnest time I feel grace. All the time. Even my lady. So, finding different ways I can express the word grace, like gracious. This sounds wonderful to me. The ways I can forgive and how humble I can become is when I feel the most grace. When I come down the streets and come serve in fire and brimstone, just to help the dwelling and everything that I do every Sunday, probably the best time I feel grace. Grace to me.
Joy is a lot of happy trees relaxing in the wind. Good self-love with a peaceful nature walk that calms my soul. Joy is having a 50-50 split with my boyfriend as we grow together. Frenemies, who I've called my friends, who've caused me a lot of trouble and not joy. I hear when I hear people singing songs of joy, I love it when my grands call me every day. They get on my nerves, but they call me every day. My job for today is to be optimistic and spend my own money on things that matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
My money. Not nobody else's but mine.
Yeah.
The universe is my shelter, and when I flow free in the world, I feel no fear. But the evil in this world lurking is very real. So when I'm alone in my deep thoughts and my mind transports me to a higher plane, we all have this clock in life that wakes us up. My spiritual encouragement comes from years of being a part of a house of abuse and years of lawyers and having shelters for myself and so-called friends who have pushed me into another state of mind. But now I have a job, a house, money, and a shelter, and I can live life now without fear. Now I have to work on living a good life. I don't know, but I work on it. Because I promised Pastor Emily I would. Without being pushed over the edge, I feel more optimistic and safe when stepping into Zion in the presence of all my evil so-called friends.
Talk about it, Auntie.
I feel in touch grace, both physically and emotionally. My heart beats in my chest to express the love I had for my girlfriend. And then things fell apart. I was lost, broken, unwanted, and adrift. My little kitten princess snuggles on my chest, and somehow she always seems to know when I need comfort. My church and my church family are grace and my solid rock, helping me emotionally through this dark time of my life. God has given me the grace and strength to live through this and become a stronger and better person.
Let's embrace each other, give comfort to those who need it. Let's be open and get excited to come along beside our peers. Offer a smile, give welcome hugs. We have the freedom to speak our truths. Let's meet each other where we are. It's not easy to share my truth to make change. It's scary to feel alone. I realize that when I share my story, I am helping others find their voices. Courage is that little voice at the end of the day that keeps me going to face another day. It says, I know I can.
Home is where the heart is. I'm unhoused, but my heart is in the dwelling, my home. The dwelling's my family, along with the angels at Washington Park.
Yes, we are.
As I said before, I'm a survivor, and I do love an adventure. I'm nobody's ride or die, because for me, dying isn't an option. But ask me to ride, and I'll say, hell yeah, let the adventure begin.
To overcome the obstacles that are put in your way and become a better person, that's courage. Raised a Marine brat, I joined the Navy. And man, my dad was angry. There's one thing the service teaches you is how to be strong, both physically and emotionally. It kind of reminds me of the old saying, life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life kicks you, you have to keep getting up and saying to yourself, not now, not ever. When life kicked me, yeah, I fell down, but I refused to stay down. I got right back up and kicked it back. I refused to let life get the better of me.
Right.
God is a God of many chances. If we stray away, God is waiting for us to come back with open arms. I received God's grace by understanding that it wasn't something that I had to earn. It was freely given by asking.
Well done.
When the dwelling in this community came into my life, everything changed. I found true community. Most importantly, I found God again. Let me tell you, having faith in this life can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Since I've been part of the dwelling in this community, we always promise to be there for each other through good times and bad, through our good decisions and our bad decisions. By doing those things and promising those things, we get to survive. Because we lean on each other. We lean on our faith. We have to. See, these stories up here, it's people's lives. And this is an engagement. And normally at the end, you would say, yeah, the end. But by listening to these stories, I think that these lives have been changed to a new thing. So I'm going to say the beginning.
We're one day away from losing it all. No permanent place outside our heart's walls. In my opinion, everyone in this town is a little homeless, some way, somehow. You can be rich and your house burns down. Lose your job with no family around. Be an addict, never pay rent. Being homeless only stops when you're dead. But it's time like this, in a city like this, we don't need a handout, handout. We don't need a handout, handout. All we need is love, 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 generous love. We don't need a handout, handout. We don't need a handout, handout. All we need is love, 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 generous love. We need a place where we can get clean, a spot on earth where we can sleep. In my opinion, Jesus was clear. Where the homeless are, he's always near. The homeless heart, he always hears. We don't need a handout, handout. We don't need a handout, handout. All we need is love, 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 generous love. We don't need a handout, handout. We don't need a handout, handout. All we need is love, 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 generous love. We don't need a handout, handout. We don't need a handout, handout. All we need is love, 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 generous love.
Thank you. Give it up, y'all.
I
just want to say thank you to all of these amazing people. Thank you to Camel City Playhouse, to Jeff Hammer on the board, to Peter Wilson up there on tech, lights, and sound. Thank you. That was a wonderful partnership to be here tonight. Thank you, Jeff.
I have a couple announcements too. We'd love to see you on Sunday. Doors open at 9:30. Breakfast is at 10. The service is at 11, and lunch is at 12:30. We got lots of things going on all the time. Wednesday nights in June and July, we have community block parties. We have our local DJ Spencer out in rocking it out in our parking lot. We got great smash burgers. Sometimes we rotate to other things, so come check that out. We also have an announcement. Where's Cheryl? Cheryl, come here. Do you want to tell the people about what you did?
I wrote a book.
Cheryl wrote.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. So one of the offshoots of this is several of our writers got to write books, and Cheryl is here with a couple of her books. They are also on Amazon, correct? Yes. Okay. So Cheryl, you can buy a book from Cheryl for $10 tonight, or order it on. She can give you the information to order it on Amazon. Woo woo! Oh yeah, Tiff's got it. Woo woo! So support Cheryl, and also Tiffany. I think this is Tiffany. You want to give your shout out about what's happening in your life?
The Reason comes out on July 1st.
So
Album drop.
this is Tiffany Thompson. Look her up on Spotify. She's got a new album coming. Her first single comes out on Tuesday. What is Tuesday? Or no, the second is Tuesday? Okay, great. That Recent is the first song she played, so if you like that, go find her. All right, thank you all.
Thank you again. We love y'all.
Thank you for coming out and listening to our stories.